Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are digging into a huge paradox in the marketing world. It's a problem that pretty much every business deals with, and it's hiding in plain sight, right there on your social media feed. So get this. This quote is from over 100 years ago, and it makes you wonder, right? In our world of big data, analytics, and instant feedback, how on earth can this still feel so true when we talk about social media? And that brings us to the core issue we're exploring today. It's a conflict right at the heart of modern marketing that honestly just doesn't seem to make sense. I mean, think about it. Businesses are pouring more money and time into social media than ever before. But when the boss asks that simple question, so what's our return on all this? For most, it's just crickets. They're flying completely blind. And check this out. This chart just lays it all bare. A Wall Street Journal survey found that social media spending has shot up over 230% in just 7 years. I mean, that's a huge jump. But then you look at the impact. Only 20% of marketers can actually prove, with numbers, that the spending did anything for their business. That is a massive gap between what we're putting in and what we're getting out. So what's really going on here? It's easy to blame the platforms themselves, but the real issue? It's much deeper. It's about an entire marketing mindset that is just fundamentally out of date for the world we live in now. For decades, marketing was all about push. You'd buy a TV ad, you'd buy a magazine page, and you just push your message out at people. It was a one-way street. But Web 2.0 completely flipped the script. It gave power to us, to the individual, and it started a two-way conversation. The new game is pull marketing. You have to earn people's attention by actually giving them something valuable. And this is exactly why that old push model is so totally broken. We are all hit with up to 5,000 ads and marketing messages every single day. Our brains literally had to learn how to build walls and just tune it all out. You just can't interrupt your way into our attention anymore. The advertising legend Howard Gossage said this way back in the 60s, and man, has it ever been more true than it is today. The only way you're going to get through those walls we've all built is to stop shouting at people and start creating things that they genuinely find interesting. That's the whole idea of pull marketing in a nutshell. Okay, so if the old way is broken, what's the fix? Well, the answer isn't to just go chase the latest viral trend. It's about taking a step back and building a real, solid foundation before you even post a single thing. I love this analogy. Think about it. You'd never expect a FedEx driver to find your house without a map and an address, right? So why do so many of us jump onto social media without any kind of plan? Your strategy, that's your map. It's the unique framework built just for your brand, your product, and your customers. And that map, that framework, it really stands on three main pillars. First, you've got to set smart objectives. And that means being super specific about what you're trying to do, not just chasing vague ideas like more engagement. Second, you do a social audit, which is basically listening to the conversation before you decide to jump in. And third, you define your audience so clearly that you know exactly who you're talking to. Now, out of those three, that social audit might be the most important. And honestly, it's the one most people skip. This is the listening part. Before you can add anything to a conversation, you have to know what people are already talking about. You listen to see what's being said about you, about your competitors, and about your customers. And what happens when you don't listen? Well, there's a great story about a musician named Dave Carroll. United Airlines broke his guitar, and the company totally ignored him for 9 months. So he wrote a song about it, called United Breaks Guitars. That video went viral, and the company's stock dropped 10%. That is a very, very expensive lesson in just how important it is to listen. So having that foundation is a huge first step. But the real breakthrough happens when you understand that social media can't just live on its own little island. Its true power gets unlocked when you connect it to everything else you're doing. Yeah, a really great way to think about this is that social media is the glue. It's not just another place to run ads. It's the connective tissue that can bring your TV commercials, your print ads, your PR, even your customer service, all together into one seamless experience for your customers. And hey, the data completely backs this up. A study of award-winning marketing campaigns found that way back in 1998, a successful campaign had maybe 2 touch points, like TV and print. By 2010, that number had jumped all the way to an average of 6, and social media was right at the center, connecting everything. Success today is all about integration.
Okay, so we've got our strategy. We get the whole integration thing. But what does that actually look like day to day? How do you turn this big idea into something you can actually do?
This is where a simple tool like a content calendar becomes your absolute best friend. It takes that abstract idea of strategy and makes it real and concrete. You can see right here how it connects the dots, which channel you're using, who you're talking to, when you're going to post, and, this is crucial, what you want people to do after they see it. This makes sure every single post you make has a real purpose. So look, if there's one single thing you take away from all of this, let it be this. Stop chasing tactics. Stop jumping on every viral trend. Stop blindly following some random top 10 list you found online. And please, stop just copying what your competitor is doing. Instead, do the real work. Start building a thoughtful strategy that's totally unique to your brand in your audience. Because at the end of the day, whether it's a complaint about a broken guitar or a rave review for a product they love, your customers are out there telling their stories every single day. The only real question left is, are you listening?